Hello, YouTubers. This is Artemon here. This is a response to Big Brother Wee on his Angry Mom video. Now, apparently, if you were to watch the video, you would know that some son that's like 16 years old, like probably like right now like my age or something like that. He's recording something, I don't know, but and his mom comes into the room and yells at him and starts to insult him. And I have to say, that's just, from what I'm understanding, she wants money from him, or she wants him to give her his car or something like that. And I have to say, how she acted in this video is just unacceptable. I mean, you don't act this way to your children. I mean, this is just, and the son was just out of control too. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, sure, he was driven to yell at her, because how she was acting. Both. I have to say that both of these, people, the mother and the son, are at fault. Mostly because the mother, mostly for yelling at her and doing whatever she did, because since we can't see what's going on in the video. We can only see just certain, pieces of the, certain parts of the boy's room. But anyway, and I have to agree with Big Brother Wee's response video to his own video. I mean, somehow there are families that are living this way. I mean, just. The mother was so abusive, and I mean, she kept on yelling, swearing. I bet she even hit him, or probably knocked down some stuff. Because you can hear some things probably falling down or something like that. And the son was not helping himself at all. He was not doing himself a favor. What he just did was just probably stand there and just make smart remarks. He was being way too sarcastic. And some of the comments on the video were not really, appreciative, They say that they keep on insulting the son when, and they somewhat insult the mother. Although I mean, sure, the mother's just making me mad, She just how she's acting towards her son. Though we don't even know the whole situation. And he's like 16. He's working. He probably has schoolwork to do, and I bet he has to deal with this stuff every day. And I bet the mother even has it worse. I mean, probably because how his probably because how her son probably acts with her sometimes. I don't know. The father doesn't really, he probably seemed to have he tried to, to his best to, to try to keep the situation, down a bit. Try to keep the swearing and the yelling down a little bit. Although it didn't really work. She kept on, and the mother actually threatened to, to call the police on her own son. Now, I have to say, what is this? Do you think that this is acceptable? My idea of like a family is somewhat like living peacefully and living, I mean, like living peacefully without hatred, without yelling, without any of the any negativity at all whatsoever. I mean, just how the woman handled the situation with her son was just not acceptable under any circumstance whatsoever. Was it acceptable? I mean, and some of the names that she called her own son, I mean, jerk off, blow it out of your ass. What kind of insults is she using to her own? I mean, yes, my mom gets mad, but I don't even remember calling her, me that, those things. I mean, just probably this video just kind of shows you how some, uh, like how some families are, in some societies. There's always arguments in some families, always fighting. Hell, the mothers and the fathers are usually abusive to their own children. Now, if you were to think about this, whole thing, you would have to ask yourself, you know, how would this family, need to improve themselves? I mean, how could they, handle their situations better, And I don't mean just for this family. I mean just for other families too in the world. I mean, there are other families out there that are suffering probably even worse than that. I mean, whenever we get mad, we do things that we usually regret, So I'm guessing either the lady didn't mean it, because when some people get mad, they usually do stuff that, that later on in their lives they'll end up regretting. It saddens me, really. And when I first saw this video, it really upsetted me a lot. I mean, the names that the woman was calling her. I mean, the woman was calling her son. And how, her son was also at fault too. Don't think I'm just blaming the mother. I mean, her son was at fault too. I mean, he also called his mom names as well. So he's not innocent at all. And from what the father said, yes, probably, yes, he's probably given her trouble over the 16 years that he's been living with her. It's just ridiculous how some people, treat their own family, Let it be either a wife, a husband, either a son or a daughter, anyone, Now, some people in the comments say that she was documented. Now, that is a possibility, because she could be acting, And if she was, she probably does, really good at her acting too, It's just, really upsetting. Having to see your, mother and your father, having to see a mother and a father yell at a person, yell at their own son this way. I mean, the father wasn't that helpful, though, as well. I mean, sure, he talked to the son, but he could have at least stopped, his own wife from ever, doing these things, I mean, if he had the balls enough, I mean, he should have had balls enough to go up to his wife, and tell her, stop, this isn't the way to, handle these things. I mean, I'm sure he's had his reasons, as well as the mother, but, I mean, everybody had their reasons, but yet, they were bad reasons, Just, some people do stupid shit for no reason, And I just don't think this is the right way to, handle, family problems. Well, I'm almost reaching the 10-minute limit, so anyway. Yes, thank you, and Big Brother Wee, if you've watched this, hope you've understand what I was trying to, say, the points I was trying to make. See you later, YouTubers.